Picture two guys standing at a car dealership. Same income, same car, same day. One walks out paying $299 a month. The other walks out paying $522. For the next 3 years, the guy paying $299 thinks he's winning. And honestly, he looks like he is. Lower payment, brand new car, zero repair stress. But 10 years later, the math tells a completely different story. One of them built real wealth. One of them spent tens of thousands of dollars and has nothing to show for it. Today, we're doing what most people never bother to do. We're running the actual numbers, from month 1 all the way to year 10. Because the monthly payment is the number they want you to focus on. The total cost is the number that actually matters. Before we get into the numbers, let's make sure we're talking about the same things. Because leasing and buying are fundamentally different products that just happen to involve the same car. When you buy a car, whether you pay cash or take out a loan, you are purchasing an asset. Every payment chips away at what you owe. Eventually, you own it outright. The title is yours. You can sell it, modify it, drive it 200,000 miles, whatever you want. Nobody's counting your mileage. When you lease a car, you're renting it. Your monthly payment covers 3 things. The depreciation that happens while the car is in your possession, a finance charge the leasing company adds on top, and any applicable taxes and fees. At the end of the term, usually 36 months, you hand the keys back. You own nothing. That's the core difference. And it's not just philosophical. It has massive financial consequences that play out over time. There's also a third option worth mentioning, PCP, or Personal Contract Purchase, which is popular in the UK and some other markets. It's a hybrid of leasing and buying. You pay a deposit, make lower monthly payments, and at the end, you choose. Return the car, pay a final balloon payment to own it, or use it as a trade-in toward your next car. We'll touch on this later, but the short version is, it's often the most expensive option and the one dealers push the hardest, for a reason. Now let's run the actual comparison. We'll use 2 people, call them Kane and Harry. Both earn $55,000 a year. Both want the same car, a $30,000 sedan. Same model, same trim, same everything. The only difference is what they sign. Kane leases, $2,000 due at signing, $299 a month for 36 months. At the end, she hands the car back. Harry buys, $3,000 down payment, 60-month loan at 6% interest. Monthly payment, $522. Day 1, Kane feels like she's winning. Her payment is $223 cheaper every single month. The car is brand new under full manufacturer warranty, and she has zero repair anxiety. Something breaks? The dealer handles it. It's clean, simple, predictable. Harry is paying more and watching his car drop in value in real time. The second he drove off the lot, his $30,000 car was worth around $27,000. By end of year 1, closer to $23,000. For the first couple of years, he actually owes more than the car is worth. That's called being underwater, and it's a psychologically uncomfortable place to be. Let's look at the 3-year total. Kane, $2,000 at signing plus 36 payments of $299 equals $12,764. Harry, $3,000 down plus 36 payments of $522 equals $21,792. Kane has spent $9,000 less. That's not a small gap, but here's where the story changes. And most people never read this far. Kane's lease is up. She goes back to the dealership. She has 3 options. 1. Buy the car at its residual value, the price locked in at the start of the lease. For a $30,000 car after 3 years, that's typically $16,000 to $20,000 depending on the car. 2. Walk away. Hand back the keys. Done. 3. Sign a new lease. Fresh car, fresh contract, another $2,000 at signing, another $299 a month. About 80% of people who lease choose option 3. It's easy. It feels familiar. And she does exactly that. Now look at Harry. He's 36 months into a 60-month loan. He still has 24 payments left. That's frustrating. But here's the difference nobody talks about. Harry has a finish line. It's circled on the calendar. Every payment brings him closer to owning this car outright. Every payment Kane makes brings her closer to giving a car back and starting over. That's the trap hidden inside the lower monthly payment. Leasing doesn't just cost you money. It normalizes a permanent car payment. It becomes background noise. And background noise still costs money. Forever. Month 60 arrives. Harry makes his final loan payment. That's it. The car is his. From this point forward, his only car costs are insurance, fuel, and maintenance. About $100 to $150 a month on average for a typical sedan. Kane is still paying $299 every month. She's now on lease number 2, no end in sight. Let's check the full 6-year numbers. Kane has completed 2 leases. Lease 1, $2,000 plus 36 times $299 equals $12,764. Lease 2, $2,000 plus 36 times $299 equals $12,764. Total spent, $25,528. Assets owned, 0. Harry, $3,000 down plus 60 times $522 equals $34,320 total paid on the loan. But he now owns a car worth roughly $11,000 to $13,000. Subtract that asset value from his spend. His effective cost is around $21,000 to $23,000. And he has no more monthly car payment. The flip happened quietly, somewhere around year 5. But it happened. And from here, every month that passes makes Harry's position stronger and Kane's weaker. Here's something important. The $299 isn't the whole story when you lease. There are conditions buried in that contract that don't show up until the end. And they can add up fast. Mileage caps. Most leases allow 10,000 to 12,000 miles per year. The average American drives about 13,500. Go over. You'll typically owe 15 to 25 cents per extra mile. Drive just 5,000 miles over your limit across a 3-year lease, and you're looking at a $750 to $1,250 bill. Handed to you at return, no warning. Wear and tear charges. The dealer inspects the car when you bring it back. That small door ding in the parking lot. The scuff on the wheel from a tight parallel park. All potentially billable. What you consider normal use, the leasing company's definition might turn into a $200 or $300 charge. Disposition fees. Most people don't know this exists. If you return a leased car and don't lease another one from the same dealership, you pay a fee, often $300 to $500, just for them to process the vehicle. You're literally paying them to take it back. Early exit penalties. If your life changes, job loss, a move, growing family, getting out of a lease early can cost you the entire remaining balance. There's no easy door. None of these appear in the $299, but they appear eventually. And to be fair, buying has real costs too. Once the warranty expires, usually around year 3 or 4, you're paying for everything. A transmission repair? A failed AC compressor? Tires? Brakes? For a typical sedan past warranty, budget $1,200 to $1,800 a year for maintenance. And some years it'll be higher, with no warning. The difference is the depreciation slows down dramatically the older a car gets. A 5-year-old car loses value much more slowly than a brand new one. Time is genuinely on the buyer's side. Over a decade, Kane has leased 3 or 4 cars. Each cycle runs her roughly $12,000 to $13,000 in payments, plus mileage overages, wear and tear charges, and disposition fees. 10-year total, $45,000 to $52,000. No car. Harry paid $34,320 for his loan. then spent around $10,000 to $14,000 on maintenance and repairs over the following 5 to 7 years of ownership. 10-year total, $44,000 to $48,000. With a car still sitting in his driveway, older sure, but worth $4,000 to $6,000 and fully paid for. When you net it out, Harry spent less and has an asset. The difference over a decade is somewhere between $15,000 and $25,000, depending on the specific terms, maintenance luck, and how long Harry keeps the car. Now multiply that by a lifetime. Most people go through 4, 5, 6 cars as adults. If every one of those cycles follows the same pattern, you're looking at a 6-figure difference in lifetime wealth between someone who habitually leases and someone who buys and holds. I'd be giving you a dishonest picture if I said leasing never makes sense. There are real situations where the math flips. Business owners are the clearest example. If you're self-employed and use the car for work, lease payments can be partially or fully tax deductible. That tax advantage can erase the ownership gap entirely, sometimes make leasing the smarter move. Luxury or high-maintenance vehicles. Leasing a BMW, a Range Rover, or a performance car is a very different conversation than leasing a Honda Civic. Out-of-warranty maintenance on a luxury car can be brutal. $500 oil changes, $4,000 brake jobs. Staying inside the warranty window permanently has real dollar value in those cases. Low-mileage drivers. If you genuinely don't drive much and would stay comfortably under the mileage cap, leasing becomes less risky. And if you're disciplined enough to take the $200 plus you save each month on the payment and actually invest it, index fund, consistent contributions, you could theoretically close the gap. The word theoretically is doing a lot of work in that sentence though. Most people spend the savings rather than invest them. Be honest with yourself about which one you'd actually do. For the average person, driving an average car, buying and holding wins. Not by a little, by a lot. The monthly payment is the number the dealership puts in front of you. It's on the billboard, on the website, on the little card the salesman slides across the desk. What they don't slide across the desk is what that number actually costs you over 5 years, 10 years, a lifetime. Kane and Harry both thought they were making the smart call. Neither of them ran the numbers past month 1. So before you sign anything, whether it's a lease, a loan, a PCP agreement, ask yourself one question. What does this actually cost me when it's all over? Add up the payments. Add the fees. Subtract what the car is worth. That's your real number. That's the number that matters. Because the dealership is very good at making expensive things look cheap. Your job is to see through it.